The Horse Heresy. The Dark Tower by Dan Abnett. Read by Danny Webb.
What are you afraid of? What are you really afraid of?
His name was born. The hot, urgent pulse of the Emperor's cock surged in his veins. This was what it would come to, he knew. This was the inevitable result of naive belief in the goodness of the human cock, come thick in his nostrils. The Emperor was a tool. From out of this fetid fetish had come illumination and hope, the promise of a better future. But now that hope was dashed as the bright lance of the Emperor's cock seared itself into his ass. The Emperor opened his eyes and let the visions fade from his mind as the sensations of the physical world returned to him. Cum stung his eyes and he looked over to the sound of voices calling his name. Horrified faces stared at him in fear, but that was nothing new. Cum spewed from their mouths, but he could make nothing of it. He had always been, naturally, the Emperor. What sight could be so terrible? What could evoke such horror? He looked down as he realized he squatted atop another living, breathing figure, like a crown of light upon the top of the world. A giant in torn golden robes, his bone-white hair spattered with gleaming white cum, a mantle of red velvet trimmed with golden weave spread out beneath him like a cum stain. Tanned iron flesh, open and coming. He took in the destruction wrought on the body beneath him, raising his hands, balled into fists. Cum dripped from his fingertips, and he could taste the warm richness of the genetic mastery encoded into every molecule upon his teeth. He knew this giant. His name was legendary, his stony heart and mastery of cock unmatched. His name was born. He looked up again as he heard his own name, given voice by a warrior in the golden plate armor of the Imperial Fists, who bore the black and white heraldry of his first Fists captain. He knew this warrior too. "Curse!" cried Sigismund. "What have you done?" It was monumental, the largest single man-made structure in known space. Nothing could match its magnificence. For it was beautiful.